So first step is place your cursor on the data. And after you place your cursor, the next step is Control A. So what is Control A? Control A means you highlight everything. All right. So in your keyboard, if you notice, you have Control button and also you have A. All right, alphabet A as well. All right. So you have Control A. So you just type this, and then there you go. You will highlight everything. All right. All right. Okay, so the next step is you go to insert. Okay, after that you go to insert, and then you go to click pivot table. Okay, so you click this pivot table, you will notice that a box will appear. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an existing worksheet, maybe somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to put it somewhere here, and then I'm going to press OK. Okay, so I'm going to put it over here, and then you will notice that on your right hand side, you have the pivot table field. So pivot table field is something that summarizes the data. So if you notice over here, you have year, you have month, you have segment, you have RM. What I'm going to do is I can want to summarize my data. I put the segment in rows, and I put the RM in values, and I put the year on filter. Okay. So of course, this is how it looks like. All right. So the next step, what I'm going to do is, of course, this data, if you notice, this data is not easy to read because you have 497857. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to format this data. That means I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to press right click. So basically this one is called format cells. So you click format cells, and I'm going to change this to a accounting format. I'm going to change to accounting format, no decimal places, and no currency. All right. So now if you notice that the report you can read clearly. Okay, you have 497246, you can read clearly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a simple dashboard from this given data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this pivot chart. Okay, pivot table analyze. I'm going to click on the pivot chart. So once I click here, I just press OK, and then there you go. So now you have this pivot chart. All right. Okay, so of course here you can select the year, whether you want 2018 or 2020, you can actually select. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it cleaner. Okay, so that you can actually present this to your manager, to your lecturer, and to your stakeholders. So I'm going to press this button over here, and I'm going to press right click. So when you press right click this, you will notice that you have a line called hide all field buttons on chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all field so that now it looks cleaner, right? And then I'm going to click this, I'm going to delete this, and you can press this chart element, and then you remove the grid line, you remove the legend, and then you press data label. So now your data looks cleaner. Okay, but then of course what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this, put here equal. Okay, this is a formula bar. I'm going to put it equal, and I'm going to put it over here, and I press enter. So now you have the title is 2018. So what I do is I go to pivot chart analyze, I go to insert slicer. Okay, so once I click slicer, a window will appear. So I'm going to click here. So once I click here, and then I'm going to press OK. So once I press OK, you will notice that you have a slicer. So when I click 2019, it shows that the data shows for 2019. And then when I click 2020, the data shows 2020.